Right. It's kind of small. Okay, let's see what's the glove. Okay. I'm gonna set up an A3 canvas. Just gonna put it down here. OBS, are you picking it up? Okay, cool. Alright. So we're gonna find our character for today. Let's see. Let me go and find RE0 Witch of Greed. Okay. RE0 Witch of Greed. Hello. To let me know if my voice is too soft. Okay, let's see. RE0 Witch of Greed, image gallery. Just gonna see the full size here. Save image. Go for downloads. So it's the light novel. So kind of the same aesthetics. She's holding a book though. Okay. I'm looking at the wiki, so give me a minute, maybe a two. Let's get the resources down. Oof, sweating. So in the midst, if I'm speaking too fast, let me know. If you have any questions, actually you can just always ask. I won't answer immediately because I'm drawing. I'm having one screen, so I won't be able to see your replies immediately, but I will get back to you whenever I check back the chat. Alright, okay, cool. Okay, so volume's up. There's no music because we're gonna get copyright and disconnected immediately by YouTube and Facebook if we play any music, so it's kind of, you just hear my voice, huh? Okay. So we're gonna go down to Photoshop here and gonna bring in the images that I just found on the internet here. Arrange, set it up. Oops. I'm not using the usual equipment because I'm not at home. I'm actually in a shop. So the drawing speed and everything else will be slightly slower, but overall the techniques and approach is the same. So yeah. Okay, let me grab a bottle of water first. Alright, so today will be the first class that I'll be going through how to draw chibi, my approach of tackling different characters from different sources, games, animes. And the takeaway from this, my personal agenda will be to practice live streaming, teaching, putting words to my approach rather than just drawing based off my intuition, my experience and stuff, because recently there is a lot of young artists actually approaching me on how to draw, and since I have the facilities, why not start doing some proper tutorials. So for Tuesday, we'll be going through sketch and lineup. I'll be going for about 2 to 2.5 hours, 3 hours at that, of live stream, talking and stuff on Tuesday. And on Thursday, we'll be doing the coloring. So in between, you can always look back the video on the YouTube, Facebook, wherever, and practice on your own. Okay, so step number 1, after you open the canvas, always save 1 1 1 2. Always make sure you save the file immediately. Okay, it's very important. If not, you're gonna get butt hurt really badly if anything crashes or whatsoever. Okay, setting down my usual brush size. Brush sizes doesn't really matter, but as a young artist, even myself, I always take note of my favorite artists, what kind of brushes they use or brush size they use. So I'll be showing my brush. It's pretty much the default circle. Okay, I turn it 25 degree. I think it says 25 because this is 40 and this is 90. Yeah, so 25 degree pointing to the corner. Give it a squish, maybe slightly, maybe 20. Yeah, 20, and that's about it. Okay, nothing too fancy. I did it on purpose. I did it away with the rest of the brushes because I want to make it a point, a very solid point, that if I can draw something like that with a single brush, you can do it. Brushes are there to enhance your process. It should not be the main factor for your results. If not, it's like taking drugs. You need the drugs just to get the results, but rather it's your technique and the understanding of your brush. Brush pretty much is like a girlfriend. You have to understand it. Okay, if you don't understand it, give you the best brush, you also don't know how to use. Okay, so I always do 80% opacity because this 80%, come on, pressure sensitivity, where are you? There we go. Okay. Alright, so this is 80%, while this is 100%. Not much of a difference, yeah? Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger. Again, 80%. And when I draw over, I will have this overlapping darker color. But if I draw with 100%, there is no overlapping effect. I like to have the overlapping effect. It kind of makes it more, it gives it more depth. In a small drawing, it makes it feel more complex, complicated, add a bit more details. Thus, I always go with 80%, and I like the number 8. So yeah, you can choose 60, 50, up to you. It is not a fixed number. Alright, so let's do this. Setting down the brush number 5, and my eraser is 40. I usually set all these numbers so when I go to different computers, PC, laptops, I know that my drawings will not differ too much. Yeah. Alright. So step number 1, I always go with the head, a circle. Okay. And my approach when drawing is, no matter a character is facing front, the reference facing front, back, whatsoever, I always draw it facing turning left. Why? It's pretty simple, because drawing a front character, you have to take note of the eye, making sure that they look the same, and then you need to make sure that the cheek looks the same, There's so many factors to take note of. It's wasting time. Sorry, but I don't like it, so I always draw it facing on the left side. I want to emphasize, I'm not a lecturer, I'm not a teacher. These are the ways I've been drawing for the past few years. I always find efficient ways to do things because I get really bored if I keep doing the same thing over and over again. So I try to make it an effort to make things quick so that I can achieve the best result. Because if anything, I start dragging on, the drawing looks really, really bad. Okay, so once I draw the cheek here, I pull it upwards. Notice how the back line here is being pulled upwards rather than going straight here. I used to use this line going straight, but I realized by pulling it upwards like those what's it called, face tapes, I think. Yeah, you just pull up the face just to have a bit of the V shape here going on. It kind of enhances. Yeah, again, emphasize, cube is very subjective. You like it straight, by all means do so. There is really no 1 + 1 = 2 kind of formula in art. And of course, the more you draw, the clearer your concept towards a cube will be better. Huh? Okay, so once you get the face out here, I'm gonna draw. I hate it with this ring thingy, but it does make nothing. Okay, so we're gonna do with the body, same thing, always curving straight. If you have seen my previous videos that I draw, I always use this skeleton to kickstart any character or most of the characters if they are standing. The reason being, I like to have my character when standing at least have this curved line. Because they are very short and stumpy, they are unlike real proportion characters that they have the allowance to bend around. So they are very short and stumpy. I have to make use of my limited lines and curve as much as I can so that the character will read interestingly. If I draw it like that downwards, yeah, it looks cute, but that's not what I want to go for. I still prefer some kind of curves. If I can, I'll try to add it inside. Next, we'll be drawing the legs here. Okay, another point to emphasize while drawing is when doing sketch, you want it clean. Don't go for something like, I'm going to draw the neck here, I'm going to draw it perfect, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this here, this, and then you draw like 10 overlines just to get the butt curve. When later on you're going to draw a dress over, don't do those kind of stuff. Keep it clean so that your time isn't spent on the sketch, which at the end of the day is going to be covered. See it something like going to the arcade with limited amount of coins to play. So if you keep spending at the first few games, at the back you're going to burn yourself out, and before you know it, you don't have any more tokens to actually continue playing. So it works the same way actually, even though you are not spending anything physical, but emotionally, energy level wise, you are actually consuming it. The more lines you draw, you're consuming it. That's why some people get really tired and burn out when they start reaching into the line art phase, as well as the coloring phase. Yeah, even I went through that phase as well. Alright, now we're gonna go into the face area. She has a very monkey looking face because the mouth is very low, but I really like her. I think she's like the new hot character. Okay, so we're gonna go down here, and I'm just gonna go down here, Okay. I use my lines really lightly in the sketch phase because I don't want it to emphasize too much of the stuff. Okay. My goodness, the smile is super bent and super close to the bottom here. I hope it's picking up. Okay, give me a second. What's the PTS setting? Hi everyone. Yes, I'll be doing tutorials every Tuesday and Thursday with my voice, and I'll say the same thing, but I'll be doing different characters on every week. Yeah, I'll try to make it a weekly kind of thing because I want more people to understand and don't give up when they reach a roadblock. Because sometimes you need someone out there to just give you some, maybe a word or two of advice just to open up and see things differently. Okay, so we're gonna draw this eye here. Okay, here. Oh yeah, one thing why I always do my sketches really lightly is because I think most of you who are watching who are artists, you find yourself when doing sketches and then when you go into line art, you find that your line art looks really weak. Like my line art looks lousier than my sketch. It's because the sketch has a lot of dark lines, is filled with energy, while the line art, which is clean, only one line to represent the object, of course it will look weak. So to prevent this kind of feedback into your brain, to prevent yourself from demoralizing, keep your sketches light. Use as little lines as possible, so when you start doing your line art, there is a somewhat balance of transition and then you don't feel so burnt out. So this is also one of my main reasons why my sketches are really dark, and whenever I post it online, I just duplicate it so that the viewers with brighter screens or different color tone, I think, can actually see the line art. If not, it's too light for them to see. Yeah, that's only the main reason. So yeah, it's very important. It's really important. Okay, so if it's not too cute, usually I feel that okay, the face doesn't look that cute. Step one, just lower down the eyes. It usually solves the problem. Okay, so if you find your chibi sometimes looking weird, you don't know why it doesn't look that nice, something looks off, high chance the eye is just way too high, that's all. Just lower it down. 80% of the time solve the issue. Just very droppy eyes. I'm gonna put down here. Just looking, I usually now have a tendency to just draw it looking into the viewer. Right here, the nose looks kind of big, and the mouth looks kind of extra large. So I'm just gonna do this here. I spend the most time actually on the face area because in a chibi, 70% to 80% of the viewer's attention is usually the face, and then if the face looks good, they'll probably start noticing the rest of the details. But if the face doesn't really look that nice, high chance they'll just swipe and then see other drawings. So spend more time at the face area. The Photoshop ring is really annoying. I'm just trying to draw the lines. Gotta find out the YouTube tutorial later on after this to how to turn this off. Alright, so that's live. Okay, see, this is muscle memory. Some ask, how do you draw the eyebrows? I drew it immediately I finished the eyes. I don't plan how the curve will be like. I know she's frowning, the eyebrows are slanted. So long I have these slants, the rest of this shape down here doesn't really matter. So long I have this and this part doesn't matter. I just like that big around, at least the eyebrows. So yeah, that's the eyebrow part. There's really no secret rule on how big or how curved the eyebrow should be. Let's see, her smile is really wicked. Get it slanted up here. And I'm gonna draw the ear as well. There we go. She's wearing any earring, is she? No earring. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna add a bit more eyelashes to the side here. I will be setting up, because I was rushing. I rushed down here. I got a webcam, but I didn't set it up in time. But I want to bring up the point that I'm using a really cheap tablet. Let me just type it out here so you can see. This is, I don't know why there's always this word here. Okay, let me see. This is called XP Pen, just in case someone needs it. What's this model? Star G640S. Star G640S. I'm not affiliated nor sponsored by XP Pen, but I want to share with you this. If you are someone new getting into digital art, go ahead, search it up. Whether you're in the US, Mexico, I think what else, Vietnam, Indonesia, this is the lowest, cheapest tablet you can find, but with a decent amount of pressure sensitivity, and I'm using it right now. Okay, so if I can draw it something with this tablet, you have no reason or excuses to tell me that your drawing is not good due to the tablet is lousy and stuff. I want you, or at least those watching my live stream, to have the mental that the tablet doesn't make your art. Same as the brushes. Okay, so XP Pen Star G640S, if you can get your hands on one of them, please do so. It's not very expensive. I think a few McDonald's meals and pretty much you can buy one. Just save up. Okay, get back to the drawing. I'll be using the posture from the light novel. You can find this image on the wiki. Let's see. So it's very straightforward. We're not using any complicated character for the tutorials. I'll be going through very simple characters. If you want complicated ones, by all means you can start applying whatever you pick up to do on your own. But tutorial wise, I always use simple standing characters. Okay, and the hand is going down here. Slightly bigger, I guess, as well. One second here. There we go. As well on the other side, there's a book. Okay, we'll leave the book out later on. Okay, the ties will be wrapped up later on. I still want the shape to be slightly nicer. I like ties, so I'll make sure that it looks better. There we go. Okay, draw one line. That's the floor. We'll be going to draw the hair now. Lower down the opacity. I always make a new layer. You should too make a new layer when drawing hair, because you'll be overlapping the eyes. The last thing you want to do is overlap, you erase, and then you erase away the eye, which you spend 20 minutes drawing. That's not good, because like that you have just erased away the effort you put in. So make a new layer when drawing hair, because there's gonna be a lot erasing and undoing as well. Let's see, I want to make sure that this middle part is being drawn nicely. I'm gonna draw this one down here, slant it to the side, curve it in, curve it on the other side as well. And then it's curving it downwards here. Keep your line loose, don't be very stiff, like okay, I'm gonna draw around the head here. It has to be round like this. Don't. Keep it loose, keep it light. Remember, sketching. Things are supposed to be light. If you want it heavy, dark, that's where the line art is for. That's where you can always press your pen very hard in the line art phase, but not at the sketching phase. Okay, just gonna do this here. I'm gonna shrink down the size here a bit, it's kind of big. See here, curve it downwards. This one as well. It's all about the curves. It's always about curves. Curves. I have to achieve this curve. Curve it more. If it's not good, undo, erase, it's okay. You only have one drawing, so if you're unsatisfied with this curve, go ahead. I'm just going to try to get it right. Still doesn't feel right. Oh. Okay. This looks kind of okay to me. Yes. Let's see. Try one more time. Here, and then curve it downwards as well, making it slightly sharper. There we go, and then have some allowance over here. There we go. All right, and here looks a bit bland. Just have some extra strands of hair going in and out, going out to the side. Maybe you can add some over here as well. Maybe not. Maybe just here. On the other side here as well. Have some extra hair going downwards. There we go. So same thing. Keep it loose. I need the flow. The flow is very important because it's only during the sketching phase you can determine the flow. Because when you're going into the line art phase, you're all zoom in, you're not seeing your entire drawing. So you want to do as much flows as possible. In the sketching phase, the lines need to be smooth or sharp. This is the phase you want to determine how it's gonna look like. Alright, we got that. Again, I'm gonna keep this layer to the side here. I'm gonna read through your comments, see if I could have anything. Yeah, I see some of the viewers are from Vietnam, so they ask the same thing. No matter which country, the young audience will always ask what are brush settings and what tablets I use. So I make it a point to use the cheapest brushes, the cheapest tablets and the simple brushes to draw. Okay, so on the next one, let's see. Drink some water. Alright, so now we're gonna have the new layer. We're gonna add in the butterfly by the side here. I'm gonna draw something really simple. Let's see, no, that's not nice. Then it's a star, kind of like a star. We got a butterfly shapes. I don't use really sharp edges like this or this unless needed. I tend to go with curves whenever I draw a sharp edge, because curves makes the entire drawing cuter, because after all we are drawing chibi, so I'm making a point that the lines are all more curved, especially at the edges. If you can see the reference image, you can see the hair is really sharp when it hits the corner. Okay, next one we'll be drawing the dress. It's gonna be like slightly high collar with some laces here, so we want to draw these curves, two of them, and I'm gonna curve it to the side here as well, so you can see that small little details. When drawing the details, remember we are just plotting in the place, we are not finalizing. It's very different. We're just plotting in that, okay, so at this location there's this shape, that's about it. At the chest area there's this circular shape, and I'm just plotting it in. I'm not gonna care how shiny it is, I'm not gonna care about those fine little details, but roughly this is about it. Okay, moving on. It's a sketching phase. Remind yourself, don't invest too much time in the wrong area. I'm gonna curve here as well. Just this shoulder thing. It's way too big. There we go. That's a nice shape. Curve it twice or maybe once. Yeah, curve it once is good. I'm gonna draw her boob. We're drawing chibi, so boob is not really the priority. So I'm just gonna maybe add. We're just gonna skip it because it's clashing with this shape. So I'm just gonna slant it down. And let's go back to here, just in case the anime one looks slightly different. Yeah, it definitely looks different. The dress is slightly different as compared to the light novel. We have this starlight shape gone. So we're gonna draw this one. That's why I use the curves, so I can see this shape here. I'm gonna curve it down. One, two. I'm gonna lower the opacity for the body layer. You can see that there's a hip for the silhouette. It's wrapping around the hips. Same for this as well. In between, I'm gonna have the white color. And then I'm gonna have the excess cloths by the side. So draw a nice shape. Let's see, yes I can here. shape. So just to make sure that it's on the same level. Alright. Flip your canvas to make sure that the drawing is not too slanted to the left or either to the right. Going downwards here, just to change the lines a bit because it looks slightly slanted. It's kind of off. Same thing over here, something looks weird. Going in, rectify. Rectify as much in the sketching phase will save you a lot more time than rectifying it in the line art phase or even in the coloring phase. So you're gonna have some lines down here as well as over here. Just plotting it down. Okay. Remember to save a file while drawing. Dress going down here. Some shape going on. You don't want to miss those details. Got a hand down here. For the hands, I always draw it like a Doraemon hand. Very simple looking hand, because sometimes it's not really needed. It's like not the main attraction for the drawing, so just keep it simple. And sometimes when it's holding weapon or the fingers need to be spread out to just make things to make things look nicer, then I'll draw the fingers. Just gonna draw a shape down here as well. Okay, so blatantly drawing it straight down, it's gonna hurt your drawing a lot. So remember to go with the flow of the sleeve. So it's like slightly slanted over here, or the other is slightly slanted to the center point of the sleeve, rather than just going straight down. Don't do those kind of stuff. Okay. Got this one out. We're going to draw the book because I think the book can add some extra points. So I was going to do this one. And then just going to draw the hand that is hugging onto the book down here. Or maybe not. Yeah, I don't think we'll just draw the hands. Just skip it. Okay. Check again. We're missing some details around the chest area here. Some lines. Same thing, keeping it as simple as possible. Okay. Making sure that we're not missing any details. Flipping it one more time. Everything looks okay. Don't see any big issue. I think I saw one, the hair. Could actually just 1, 2 over here. Go downwards here. Cover a bit. Well, here. Okay, zoom out. But sometimes things look really good when they are like big, but when they become small, you immediately notice that certain proportions are too big or too small. So make sure to zoom out as well. Do a quick flip. Make sure everything looks somewhat okay. Not too big of an issue. Yep, okay, very good. So I'm going to zoom back in here and give it a save. As usual, I'm going to upload this one. Snipping 2. If you're using Windows 10, this is a built-in tool. Use it, snip it, SNIP, I think it's called. and then file, save as, downloads, capture. So we're gonna take like maybe 5 minutes break, and then we'll continue to the lineup phase. Okay, just gonna close this one. And for this, I'm gonna group it up. Always make sure to save on copy. Blow it up, put it in the middle here. Duplicate so that it looks okay, I guess, darker, yeah, when uploading. Sketch. Okay, see here, any questions? Okay, so far no questions, all good. Those that are viewing on Twitch or YouTube, no, YouTube one I'm actually reading a chat. So those are viewing on Facebook and Twitch and Picato, I'm not seeing the chat because I don't have so many monitors to monitor all the chat. But if you have any questions, do head down to the YouTube live stream, because I mainly focus on the YouTube now. So if you have any questions, type in the chat, and when I read the chat, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Alright, let me just upload this. My live stream picking up. Okay, all good. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. I really want to play music. I'm so not used to playing this without music. Okay. Let me get this one off. This one, gonna upload. As usual. When you draw, because I would like to explain, I'll try my best to explain why I'm doing certain things as well. So when you draw, or rather when I draw, I save the sketching, I save the line art, I save the color, and I save the final results. I upload to the internet. Not only do I upload high resolution. On the surface, it seems like I'm sharing with the fans. It's great. But the truth is, I'm actually viewing it from the viewer's perspective, from my mobile phone, from my computer. When I view it, I think from the viewer's perspective. Are they enjoying it? Are they learning? Is it helpful? If I'm uploading something that isn't helpful, I think I failed. And if I upload it big and I see certain errors from the perspective of a viewer, I actually gain a lot. So sometimes many young artists, they'll ask, what if people steal my art? The truth is, are you even worth stealing? This is the question I'm gonna ask back you. Are you even worth stealing? If you're not worth stealing, I can tell you for sure, the art theft won't even bother. So rather than worry about that, why not? Just go ahead, be generous, upload it online, and keep drawing, keep improving. Before you know it, the drawing is improved, and the uploaded version is like redundant because you're way ahead of your own drawings already. Oh man, I typed almost like League of Legends. RE0. Uploads to Facebook. The photos. Going to go for the photos, the albums. And the next point to take note is, I might be drawing very fast. If you're not drawing at this speed, it's perfectly fine. I will keep reminding you every live stream. I will keep saying it non-stop, repeating this so that you remember this forever. If I'm drawing fast and you're not, it's okay, it's normal. I'm drawing it fast because I've drawn 1000 GB. If you're drawing it slower, it's because you haven't hit 1000. By the time you hit 1000, you'll be as fast as me, if not faster. And how do you hit 1000? Start numbering your drawings. It's motivation, it's reminding yourself how far you have invested in your craft. it's a reminder of how lazy you are. If you have drawn one and 1 month later you draw your second one, it's gonna hit you in the face and tell you that, hey, you're not putting in the effort, you deserve to be lousy, that kind of thing. But if you have been drawing every day and it will remind you that, hey, you put in the effort, look back at your first and the 30th, you have improved a lot. Okay, so these are some things that I've been doing on a daily basis to train the mental strength, just to be really focused and determined to get shit done properly lah, huh? Let's see. Upload. Okay, let's see. Share. I got this and this. See here. And then I still need to upload to Instagram. It's a lot of work. Hey, my charger never on. I got on my charger. Okay. 2 hours to charge finish. Alright. Gotcha. Okay, let's see. Download from Discord, upload. After I finish upload to Instagram, I'll be back doing the lineup. Dun, 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 dun. Oops, press the wrong image. Get this one, this. Hashtag progress, hashtag RE0, 1% GBB class, live stream, live on YouTube now. Okay, here we go. Once we hit 10K on Instagram, then I can start putting the links in the story to get it out there. Okay, let's see here. Get it up here. Alright. We go with that. Gonna close all this down here. We don't need this anymore. Ichidan. I gotta wait and see how to pronounce this. I call Witch of Greed. Okay. The next thing to take note of, how do I do this dual screen kind of thing, even with a single monitor? It's window, arrange, new window. Alright, I repeat once again. Go window, arrange, new window. I'll just place it here, hang in a minute, so that if you're not using English version, at least seeing the buttons, you know where it is. So window arrange, new window, you get it up there, and you use window arrange. I think it's like a 2x2, 2 up vertical, and they'll just arrange it for you side by side. Alright, it's pretty straightforward. So I'm just gonna put this down here, as well as I'm gonna put this one over here. Okay, I'm gonna turn this one side to be the full version, head to toe at all times. I repeat, head to toe at all times, because I want to see if my lines looks good when as an overall character. And on the other side, I'm gonna have it zoom in at about 66%. I don't do 100. I try not to do 100. And this is where I'm gonna do the line art. Okay, just gonna lower it down slightly, and overall just lower down slightly. So this is what I meant by keeping your sketch light. The lighter your sketch is, the less you're gonna feel your line art is weak. I repeat, the lighter your sketch is, the cleaner your sketch is, the less likely you'll feel your line art is weak. Okay? Because a lot of lines, it creates a lot of energy inside, but that's false energy. Okay, so we're gonna do this going down here, and yeah, let's begin. uh, 80%. So for line art, it's pretty much straightforward. Try to stick as close as possible to your sketch. If not, you're gonna feel that the line art is different from your sketch, and that's what most people hate. Even myself, I also hate it a lot. And when doing line art, try to just do it in one line, if not two, but don't do those chicken scratches that's like this. Don't do that, because later on there's another phase for it. Okay, so just try to be as close as possible. Nah, I don't like this shape. Straight curve down, yeah, that's more like it. Again, I repeat, I'm using a really cheap tablet. Okay, so I'm not using a Cintiq, I'm not using a draw on the tablet screen, whatever thing that is called. I'm using really low-end drawing tablets. I've been doing this kind of thing for like what, 5 years, using low-end tablets, so it's really not an excuse. Okay, so we're gonna have this one here, then doing this one, putting it in. The eyelashes by the side, another eyelashes by this side here as well. Eyelashes, there we go. Okay, now the eyes. The eyes, the face area is always the hardest. If you struggle, it's normal. So that's why I always draw the eye area first, because I want to spend my fresh energy in the hardest area. Then when drawing the rest of the character, I can be more relaxed. It won't be that tense up. Okay, small little nose here. Line art is being split into 3 phases. This is what the first phase, phase 1 for line art, is just getting the lines out. That's all. Getting the lines out. That's what we are doing. Sure, this cheek looks kind of weird. This cheek is the key component of a chibi. It has to be drawn properly. Curving it too much, it looks weird. Curve it too little, it also looks weird. So that's why I have the blown up version by the side. I spend the most time actually tackling this part. Okay, there we go. Once we're out here, I'm gonna curve up here. Okay. Neck area. Always do this one for the neck. The face, the mouth. Add a bit more. Okay. Now we're going into the hair because we're just doing line art, so I'll just do everything on the same layer. I don't have to go and guess where do I have to draw the lines now to make it look nice. No more guessing, pure enlarging the lines, that's all. Okay, line art is a process of enlarging and enhancing your sketch. You are not putting in new lines. Maybe one or two small strokes just to make things look nicer, but definitely not creating new flows, definitely not creating new shapes. So it's really kind of like autopilot, I would say. It's like you have set the route for yourself already, and you're just following the directions. Okay, going down here. This part is cutting into the face area here. I'm gonna draw and stroke. Now, I'm gonna save. So that's on the other side here. I'm gonna curve this in as well. I'm gonna curve this as well. These are the little details by the collar area. I think it's like a white line. So we don't want to lose those details because the character itself is very simple already. So any more details we want to actually preserve it if possible. Wait 1 second. There we go. Okay. Are we good? Nope. Still stuck. Okay. Then curving this down here as well. Same for the other side. Curving it upwards. Curving and more curving. Okay. We have the neck piece over here, as well as the jewelry. Gonna simplify it a lot. So this. Just like an extra line, just to create some depth. Some patterns on the dress. Some strokes. And this part is going to be covered by the hair, so I'm going to erase it away. Same thing for here. Curve it downwards. Curve this up. Rotate your canvas. You don't have to fix it like a piece of paper vertically downwards, because our hands, we all have a certain way of curving lines. So rotate the canvas to suit the way you draw curved line the best. Don't be afraid to curve your canvas. Ear area. This one here. Now sometimes when you draw and you look back, like I don't think this eye looks really nice. It looks kind of bulky. So I'm just gonna make it more ladylike. Just gonna curve it a bit more. Yeah. I like to play the shape of the eye sometimes. Just don't feel like drawing normal standard shapes. Just fool around sometimes. Okay, continue drawing the rest. There you go, the butterfly by the ear. Something curving downwards. The star-like pattern. They have a few more. I'm just gonna show you a comparison. It's that you can see the original art, there's like way more patterns, but when I'm drawing I only keep it to maybe 3, 2, 4. Like I reduce it by almost 50% because the butterfly isn't the main subject matter. So long the silhouette, roughly the thing is over there, that's about it. People know that there's a butterfly there, and yeah, that's about it. The hair here. So we go downwards here as well. I'm gonna curve this in. Side. Curve it in as well. The back hair is actually the most important part for this character. Cannot afford to screw up this area. This one, coming it downwards as well. Drawing some lines. I'll just call it drawing some lines. It's really just to make it look more depth, I guess. Yeah. So isn't that plain? Body now. Curving it downwards. Then the pattern. The hand. Maybe I'll draw the hand. I feel like drawing the hand now. Let's put this here. Yeah, okay. Again, some lines to the side. It's kind of too light. I can't even see the dress lines. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so these are the dress lines. Curve ones, curve twice, curve around the body, curve downwards. There's the white area here. Same thing for this area. Curve it downwards. curve it, curve it, curve some more, curve in slightly more towards the outside here. There we go. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, check the dress details, white skirtings, black lines down. Okay, white skirtings, and then white lines coming downwards. Lines. Rotate the canvas, make sure everything is okay. Yeah, looks okay. Not too big of a problem. Same thing here. Gonna have the book. So this is step 1 for the line art. This isn't the final line art. This is only the step 1 of the line art. There are 3 steps when drawing line art. Okay, let me just solve this one first. Come on, curve. Where are you? I just want to make a cute curve. Come on, it's not that hard. Nope. Okay, I'll just take it. Alright, so for the tutorial, I think it's best interest for you to actually have the drawing as comparison. So I'm going to save this one as well. Okay, come on, snippet tool, snip. File new, save as, capture one, image, save as JPEG, line up one. I won't be doing for normal chibis, but rather for classes chibis, I will save it in the progressive step, the phases. So when you are seeing the videos, playing back, dragging, scrubbing the video, you have all these images online readily for you to pause, take a look at the image and understand what is actually needed for this particular phase. Are you overdoing or are you underdoing things? Okay, it's very important now, pacing yourself. Okay. So let me just gonna go down here. I'm just gonna throw 2 files in. If you're on the Discord or my Discord, the images are under the share your art. If you're not, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I'm throwing the images up there as well. So depending on where you're watching or which social media is to your favorite. Oops, I just threw the same image up there. Delete this one. So depending on where you prefer to have your sources read, so yeah, you can go ahead and download the image. Save. No wonder. JPEG. Line out. There we go. Line out. Throw it down here. Update. Same for this. Facebook and Twitter. I'm just gonna tweet it out this one. Capture one together with the line art. We're gonna have hashtag 1% chibi class What did I type for the Instagram? I thought I typed quite good for the Instagram. Live streaming in progress. Live streaming in what? What should I call it? Live now on YouTube. Yeah. Live now on YouTube. The main reason why I'm using YouTube and focusing on YouTube is because after my live stream, the videos are actually properly recorded and kept in the YouTube channel, and you can really scrub it to actually watch. So it's very suitable for me to upload the content, and it's very suitable for people who are really interested in learning to use this platform. Thus, I'm actually focusing more on YouTube. Facebook, Twitch, Picato is really just to spread the word out, to get more people to know me, to get more people who are interested in this kind of art, to understand how to get things done properly. Okay, so RE0, work in progress, RE0, did it all. Right, I really need to drink water. Capture one, line up. Post it up here. Capture one, upload, line up, capture one. Post it up. Okay, just give me 3 minutes. Once it's up on Insta, we're good to go for phase 2. Let's see here. See what's this one. Follow back. This one. This community art thing. Okay, can. Okay, let's see. Come on, where are you? Gonna download the image. Okay, download this. What's this? Let's go there. Oh. I am currently live on YouTube. You can see me drawing there now with voice over. I think it's called voice over, right? So long as voice, it should be voice. Let's see. Next one, maybe this one. Okay, so there's a comparison for you. Paste. Nope, not this text. Select all. Delete. Okay, and the caption. Select all, copy, paste. Explore well-being guides. What? I don't want this one. What's this? So weird. Okay, so oops. Let me get this one up here. Okay, get it up. Okay, up on the social media. Gonna check the chat. Okay, yeah. Hi everyone. Okay, let's see. Will a live stream video stay in your channel for review? Yes. The video, the main purpose, why am I focusing on YouTube as well? It's live stream tutorial videos. I want it to be here. I don't have a helper to do subtitles, and I don't really have the time to do subtitles, so please bear with me if my English isn't really clear. I will try to practice more with more live stream and using the mic. I'll try to speak properly, practice along the way. So yes, the videos will be here to stay, and it's for you to use it wherever you are, because drawing is really an expensive hobby. So I hope along the way this could help you a bit more. Okay, 今天每个拜二跟每个拜四我都会开麦，就会来做这个教学的这个方式，解释自己的画风是怎么来的然后尽量可以帮助到你。如果你在学画画的话，如果可以帮助到你那就好，不然的话就当着 just 听一个人在那边讲废话也可以 ，yeah. Okay, so yeah, okay. Okay, so let's carry on. Now, this is the line art phase 1. Now we're gonna do phase 2 right now. So what's the difference between phase 1 and phase 2 is, if you notice my drawings, I always have this very thick line art on the outer side, which is something like this. I always do this thing on the outer side. The main reason is my drawings aren't very complicated. My drawings are very simple, chibi, straightforward. And I don't have any particles, effect, butterflies, fire, or even background for the characters that I draw, if you really notice the things that are uploaded on social media. So to make things look better, bold, more stubby, or just like one solid character, I use the thick outline to just add more strength into a very simple drawing. So these are some of the little things that I add in to strengthen my drawings. I admire people who draw backgrounds, I admire people who draw particle effects, but I don't place myself as inferior to them. So I use other methods to just strengthen my drawings, because I just don't enjoy drawing backgrounds. That's it, very simple. I don't enjoy drawing backgrounds. I just want to draw more characters, but I cannot just let my character be a weak character. So I add in these kind of details just to give it a bit more strength. So, and I use 80 as my thick brush. If you like, you can use 100, 200, but I think 300 onwards the brush get a bit lag on Photoshop, so I don't recommend going that big. And one thing to take note of when I'm adding this kind of lines, some of you probably have noticed already, but if you don't know, I'm actually doing double line art on the outer side. I'm drawing once, alright, and okay, I'm just going to do 100% for this one, just for it to be clearer. 1 and 2. Now you can see in between you can have this kind of depth. On the overall image on the left, it's very slight, it's very faint. You know something is going on, but you don't really know what is going on inside. But it's definitely not one solid line. So this is the little things that I add into the drawing to just give it a bit of extra edge. It's like really cooking with the same ingredient, but I put a bit of more spice inside, or maybe more sugar or honey, just a little bit more, just to enhance the flavor. That's it. Yeah, so I repeat again, the magic for my outer line is 1 and 2. Okay, every lesson I will say the same thing. There's no magic trick, there's no fast way, there's no shortcuts in my process. I've been doing it over and over again for all my chibis. So if I repeat, if you feel that how come he's drawing it so fast, is he using some kind of tool? I'm not using any special tool. I'm using a tablet. By Thursday I'll set up the webcam to show you that the tablet I'm using and drawing in real time. It's just practicing. The more you draw, the smoother your lines will be. Your curves will look more natural, even if they're not connected or very clean. It looks very natural. So it's really just keep practicing. But I will keep reminding you so that you don't fall into the trap of thinking that I will never reach this level. It's not true, okay? It's never true. So when you go down here, cut it out here, and going this one, going down. If you notice that, see, even if I have some little gap here, I don't undo, I'll just block it out. It's okay. Why? Because no one will actually fault me for that extra unevenness. Sometimes the undo part is actually your own personal stage that you can't get over. You just want it perfect, but to the eye of the audience it's pretty much the same. So sometimes I learn to let go a bit. I'm still learning to let go, just don't get too particular with certain things. So yeah, it's a process to be learned. So I'm just gonna go down here and just curve it up here. And then this one as well, going down, curving it, going down as well, curving it. Same for this, curving it. So we're not going to tackle anything that's inside the drawing, but rather we're just focusing on the outline, the silhouette. So just going to go down here, curve it in, draw the lines, curve, draw the lines, extra outline, rotate the canvas to suit the way you can curve. I'm not very good at drawing backhand curves. I'm more towards the anti-clockwise. The clockwise curve, I'm not really good at it. So I always rotate my canvas to suit my curves. If needed, I'll flip the canvas just to draw a certain curve and flip it back. Curve here as well. Curve it up here. Curving it down. Small gap is okay, but if let's say you draw way too far away from the original lineup, then you have to undo or erase. If not, you just create new flows, and that's not what you want to achieve. And then I'm just gonna curve this part up as well. Going up here. Oops. Sometimes I accidentally drag it. Okay. Just gonna curve downwards. Just gonna curve this as well. Curve this. Same thing, if you can, try to keep it one stroke all the way, if not two. Do not do multiple, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't do this, okay? It will make your lineup very choppy. So try to do this 1. Even I will do multiple times. So it's normal if you like draw, undo, draw, undo. You are not wasting time. You are not wasting time because at the end of the drawing, it's fixed. You upload it, that's it. You are grinding out a line to make it the best looking line, so that at the end of the drawing, it looks very, there's a sense of achievement when you finish it. So it's never wasting time when you're trying to perfect certain things, huh? This is very important because sometimes we have the wrong perspective of the same action, and because of the wrong perspective, it hurts you a lot emotionally. And as an artist, you draw based off your emotion, whether is it you like the character, you don't like the character, you hate the character because the character is a hot topic right now, you're drawing to sell. It's still an emotion, you're eager to sell it. You're not a robot, so you're putting in your emotion, your time, your energy. So it's perfectly fine if you want to perfect things out. But make sure to just look at the clock, don't overdo things, huh? Okay, so you'll go up here. The butterfly is a bit protruding out from the silhouette. There we go. And then going it down here as well. Curving it upwards. And then going it downwards here. Okay. Alright. So just going to do some check. We miss out this part here. Just going to curve in this line and just seal it up. Alright, so this is the phase 2 of the lineup. Phase 1, very thin, purely enlarging the sketch. That's it. You are just purely HDifying, making your sketch a HD version. That's it. Phase 2, strengthening, or rather giving a frame, if that's easier for you to understand, giving a frame to your lineup so it looks more strong. There's more weight to it. It's not floating around. It has more impact. Okay, so I'm gonna upload this one, same thing. All these images will be on different social media, same thing. Download, save it, do whatever you need to do to get better. At the end of the day, I only use my image, my voice, my experience to show you what is possible out there. It will still be on you to pull things off, your hard work and everything else. Sometimes there's some bug thing going on. Why are you snapping? My tablet pen isn't there. Facebook. You're still snapping. What? Okay, never mind. Zoom out. Okay, snipping to snip it up. Or save as, capture to. Close. And we have one more phase to go through. Save, downloads, JPEG, lineup 2. Right, so I'm gonna same thing. I'm gonna upload first, and then capture to lineup 2. to line up 2. Then Facebook, and then upload this. If you are looking for the brush at the start of the video, later on you can see the settings that I made, and then you can just follow the settings to achieve it. It's the Photoshop default brush, round, circle, solid brush, slant it about 20 degrees, make it oval shape, slant it 20 degrees, and that's it. I really want you all to burn the concept of simple brush create not simple drawings. That's it. This is like my life what is it called, task. Yeah, I task myself to enforce this concept to as many kids out there as possible, to as many young artists out there as possible, that this is the real deal. Okay, so Twitter. Okay, let's see. Get this one here. My lips are really dry. Say, tweet it out. Then it's gonna throw it into Insta, to the phone, hitting up this cup. Then going in here, just hit the edit, select all, copy. 1, 2, 3, and we are almost to our almost closing into the at least for today's live stream, which is the line art. Okay, so just hang in there, we're almost there. I know 2 hours is a lot of time. Actually, it's very stressful. It's not easy hearing someone talking on the internet for 2 straight hours. I can't do that. Watching a movie 2 straight hours, sometimes I have to walk away too. Okay, so congratulations. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Alright, so we got this one up here, putting up into the stories. Alright, okay, we good. Check through the chat. How many layers you use to make line art? 1. I usually use 1 layer to make the line art. Okay, I'm just gonna show you. So there's no layer turned on right now. I use 1 layer. I'm multiplying the layers so that as someone giving a tutorial to break things down, it's much easier for the viewers to see the progression. But it's just 1 layer for the line art. However, I use multiple layers for the sketch, because first I have the body. It's like the Barbie doll. You have the doll, and then You got a hair, which is the plugging in, or like a figurine, you know, you can plug in the hair, and another one for the clothing. So I keep it maybe 3. If there's accessories, there's 4. If there's weapon, there's 5. So depending on the complexity of the character, I will have different layers, but only during at the sketching phase. When I'm doing line art, I only have 1 layer. I don't bother drawing the Barbie doll body underneath the clothes because nobody's gonna see it. Unless I'm doing some dressing game, then I'll do it, but I'm not. So 1 layer for the line art, that's it. But very good question. Yes, sometimes if you have this kind of question in between, feel free to ask, because if you have question, someone else probably also have the same question, but they just don't dare to ask, that's all. So you are indirectly helping someone out there that's watching or in future watching this video. Alright, so I'm gonna duplicate this one, and we're gonna do our phase 3, which is our final phase for the line art. Okay, now this is the most fun part. It will help you a lot. It will make a very simple drawing very nice. I call it smoking, you know, like confusing the viewer to make them feel like you really know how to draw. So it's really just adding in this kind of random lines, adding in some kind of thickness. But that being said, overdoing will harm your drawing. So it comes with certain amount of experience, certain amount of failures. I have overdrawn my drawing before, so I have my fair share of failures. Even now, sometimes I still overdo this process. So, but you have to try it. You have to go through this phase because everyone have a preference for thickness. So some prefer it to be really thin, some prefer it to be really thick. And mine is like sometimes here and there. I don't really have a number to place on this. So you're gonna start drawing this one, and later on, after I turn on and off the line art, you will see the difference immediately. And even without colors, the line art will be there to help a lot. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw this one. Add in here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Then gonna do this one here. Upwards. Same thing, adding in some this kind of random lines. Next, coming Thursday, you understand why I'm adding all these lines. These lines are not just lines. Yeah, they're helpers actually. They're little helpers. Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna add this one here. Going up. Thickening down the eyebrow lines as well. If you don't know how to go about this one, the easiest thing to do is go look up your favorite manga artist. Can be Naruto, I don't know, maybe Black Clover or Hero Academia or anything. See how they use their lines. Where do they make it thicker? Is it near the eye? Is it further away from the eye? Is it at the start of the hair strand? Is it at the back of the hair strand? Don't just read a manga as a manga, but rather understand what the process, the thought process of the mangaka, and why are they doing it? Because they do it for a reason. So if you cannot visit them and ask them for advice, the trick will be actually to just look at the drawings, pay slightly more attention. No need to use a magnifying glass to go and dig out this info, this decipher and everything. Just pay a bit more attention and you will notice all these answers are actually in that $6 copy of manga or that $10 copy of manga. Everything is there. It really is. Sometimes I don't know where to add the lines. I'll just look up my favorite mangaka and I'll just see, oh, okay, so that's where they add the lines. Just gonna do this one here, take down the lines from source to the eyes. Double eyelid. Slightly thicken it out a bit. Adding some shadows to the side here. The main reason why I'm breaking it down to 3 steps. I could do it in one. Immediately when I draw the lineup, I could add this in. But why I didn't do it? Because sometimes if I do it, I spend a lot of time doing it and I get distracted. I put in more effort in areas which I don't need to. So things could be done in 2 hours. I end up spending 3 hours because I got lost trying to add more thick area lines and stuff. And the other thing will be, I'm giving a tutorial. I want to keep it very simple to you so that you can understand. I want you to not be overwhelmed by the process, because if complicated things can be simplified to steps, and if you could follow the steps and just give it the right amount of practice, you could achieve the same results, rather than I show you, okay, here's step 1 and here's step 10 and then you don't know what's going on also. Okay, so just going down this one, turning in, sticking things on here. Go here as well, sticking thing. Right, so yeah, there we go. I'll just add a bit more strokes here. Same for the ear. Okay. So you notice how I add the lines on, like draw one line and then add another one down here just to create the depth look, but rather on the phase 3 I don't do that anymore. So yeah, don't overdo things you done in phase 2, that's it. You can add a bit here and there, but don't have to emphasize everything. Just gonna thicken things out here. I'm using, I think, an AMD graphic card. That's why my Photoshop for this computer always hang or having some glitches. I think I saw one of the tech videos about AMD and NVIDIA. Like NVIDIA is more suitable for design stuff. I think that's the only reason for those glitching hangs and stops. There's a lot of weird stops. I draw halfway and then the drawing just stopped moving. Yeah, the fingers. Cleaning up a bit here. Right, there we go. Pulling it down. Pulling it down here as well. Same for this. Going in, turning this thin, thick. Right. This one going down here. The pages. some lines. Curves. Alright. The necklace area here, the depth. As well, some shadows here. Alright, curve it down, curve the dress area, curve it, twist it, draw some strokes, patterns, just give it a slight depth on certain lines, something. Call it line weight. Yeah, I think the technical term is called line weight. Try this one here as well. And this as well. Okay, so for this dress part here, there's some strokes to the side, some strokes, maybe can add some more here. Okay, and yep, that's about it. So I'm gonna show you the difference. The line art, phase 1, which is just pure HD sketch. That's it. That's why I call it HDifying your sketch, HD sketch. Phase 2, the frame. You frame up your line art so that it has some weight, it looks stronger, it looks more sturdy, it won't collapse if like the wind blows it. Phase number 3, you add more little details, you add more weight to the fine details so that it's not that weak. Yeah, it's not that weak, and even without the colors, it looks good, it's presentable, and it's very pleasant looking. I enjoy looking at line art actually. Yeah, so it's very pleasant looking. So these are the 3 phases I want you to remember. I want you to start breaking things down, not just for yourself, but rather whenever you look at someone else's work, when you're looking at your favorite manga, don't get overwhelmed with all the sketchy lines. Look at the overall picture first. Look at the face. Now look at the frame. Where is the thick line? Where are the thin lines? And lastly, look at where are the scratch marks are. Don't immediately draw in the scratch mark. I know it's very tempting to draw these scratch marks at the very start, but resist yourself because the scratch mark doesn't make the art. It's still the overall foundation, the shapes and everything else. Okay, so with that said, today's live stream, pretty much we have covered the sketching all the way to the line art for Tuesday, and for Thursday we will be moving on to the coloring phase. And yeah, so every week I will be doing this process: Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday. I'll do it as much as I can, unless I have some sore throat or unable to actually speak to you. And yeah, and if you're in Singapore, you're based in Singapore, you live in Singapore, you can attend the class, you can come into the shop, sit down with me, and I'll guide you through. I'll draw over your drawings, but there's a price to pay lah. Yeah, so this is what I learned in school. You pay, the real reason you're paying someone is so that you will not slack at home, that's all. You felt that you paid for something, that's why you want to work harder. That's the main reason I'm charging that price. Okay, so Let me just look through the chat to make sure that I don't miss out anyone's questions or whatsoever. Hey, hi Crumbs. Okay, so sorry, quick question. The opacity for all the outlines from phase 1 to phase 3, is it the same for you? 80% and 100%. Throughout the drawings, Sora, I keep it at 80% from phase 1 to phase 3. Even from sketching, even on Thursday when I'm coloring, I always keep it at 80%. For one is I'm not someone with good at micromanaging all this thing. All I just want to create is a depth. Means that when I draw a few times, I have different tones with the same color, like red, dark red. I can just achieve it that way. So I always keep it 80%. But that being said, it depends on your pressure sensitivity. So sometimes if you draw a bit, you can feel that your pen is like very wet pen, the ink come out very quickly. Then maybe you want to set it to 60% or even 50%. How do you decide whether to thicken the line art inside or outside of certain areas? Well, for starters, I'll just do some samples here. Let me just do a quick save. Okay. So let's say, okay, I'm just going to turn this up here and I'll just hit the corner. Alright, so I'll just use circles and squares to just show you an example, but it's more complex than that. Okay, so let's say I have a circle, it looks like that. And if I want to make it nicer, say Ctrl T, there we go. Okay, so for a circle, I want to make it look nicer. I will probably do it slightly thicker at the base area here. And then on the top area here, I want to make it thinner. And then I'll just start doing some chicken scratches here. And then maybe some to the top here. Then for a cube, for square, maybe something like this. Then let me just duplicate this. What I'm gonna do is probably same thing. Just thicken the lines. I'm not thinking specifically where, but what I know is if I have somewhere thick, I know somewhere has to be thin. This is the philosophy, the rule of thumb that I always use. If my bottom here is thick, then I'll make sure that my top part is thin. Because if you make the bottom thick, if you make the bottom area thick and the top thick, the entire box is just back to square one. It's just a thick line. So you have to have some variation between thick and thin, and that's about it. The front could be thick, then the back has to be thin. Then if the front is thin, then just make sure that the back is slightly thicker. That's all, to create a variety. So when someone looks at your drawing and say, oh, okay, there's something going on, I don't really know what's going on, but it definitely looks interesting. That's a key takeaway. Okay, so yep, that's it for today's live stream. I will be ending it now. And one last tutorial just to remind you, which is this, before I call it a day. Yes, remember the line art outside and do one thin one. Okay, I'm going to zoom in again. Outside you do a thick one and you do a thin one. So like that you'll create a depth. I'll show you the difference. If I'm going to do 100%, it looks like that. Okay, this is the difference. I like it this way. I don't like a full solid 100%. It's a lot of work. This is one stroke. This is called double line. It's like double work. So whether are you willing to put in the effort to create double work artwork? That's all. Okay, so thank you for your time, and I shall see you on Thursday online. Yeah, if you are still interested in drawing, it's a lot of work, but do your best. You definitely can do it. Okay, bye bye. Wait, there's one more question first. Is it better to draw on big canvas on the... okay. Not sure if you're still here, but Mohammed, A4. Go for A4. There you go. And thank you all.